go live on Instagram. Hey, let's see, go live here. Yeah.
Let me get my live set up on the gram.
Okay, no worries.
That's a good idea.
Through the StreamYard, but sometimes I can't. Um, technology.
Yeah, I'm okay. But like
We are live now, by the way.
Hey, I'm human.
It's all good. Welcome to the live podcast.
What an entrance.
In real time.
Stop, delete, reset. Let's go live. That's going to be the grand opening.
I think that's really why I enjoyed this book.
Okay. Set this up real quick and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I didn't think
setting
about
up in real time. Oh, you said you didn't think about going live?
Yeah. This is how we make this magic.
Sometimes I don't tell my clients or my podcasters that we're going live, or my guests. Yeah. I probably should talk about that.
All right. Took that just a little bit. Boom. We're live.
That's funny. I'm over here watching myself on Instagram and it's like a 30-second delay.
We lit. Live is lit. I'm lit. Get that back up a little bit.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Fran and Friends podcast. Today, I have King Jacquel with us, and he is going to introduce himself. And I will let you have the floor, sir.
First and foremost, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I'm in the building. Y'all don't even know what's about to happen. Y'all in for a treat. But let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, I am so honored to be on Fran's podcast. You're doing something right in life. As Fran is interviewing you, she's such an amazing spirit, person, podcast host, friend, speaker, woman. Like, I appreciate you so much. You are so amazing, and I can't wait for the world to continue to hear your amazing voice, because you definitely have something to share with the world, and not just something to share, but something that will definitely make an impact on the world. So thank you for just being obedient and creating a platform so that way we get to hear from you more often.
Thank you for that. I was like, wow, this is supposed to be about you, not me, but I appreciate that. I'm honored.
I got to edify you. Got to edify you. You know, listen, I wouldn't be here if you didn't do what you did. You know what I mean? If you were at that lighthouse, I wouldn't be the lost boy at sea pulling up to talk to you.
This is so true. So, King, let's talk about how we met.
Let's get into it. The Toastmasters International Speaking Competition, darling.
Yes. So there is this international speech development organization called Toastmasters, where it helps people develop how they speak in public, become more confident in their cadence, how they deliver their body language, nonverbal, facial, just all types of, just a collective thing for speakers, right? And so they have an international speaking contest that they do every year. And this is my first year competing. So there's 6 levels to this thing. And last weekend on Saturday, I had made it up to level 4. Yeah. And then King came in and swooped up first place.
I got lucky. I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely a blessing. Here's the trophy that I wound up being blessed to win. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For the international speaking competition. I really felt like, honestly, let me be transparent with y'all. The first time I did my speech, I thought it was immaculate. I felt like I had the crowd into the speech. I felt like, you know, they were getting the jokes. I felt like they were getting the message and the point was landing. And somehow the mic went out in the middle of the speech. So instead of stopping, I put the mic down. I kept going. I projected my voice to the back of the room. Everything was going crazy. You know what I mean? And right before I got to the last statement of my speech, they're like, oh, you got to start over and do it again. And I said, what? I just finished. I know I just went crazy. They're like, nope, go back over to the beginning, start over, do it again. And then so I had to do it again. And it's hard, or I don't want to say that. I will say that I got in my head because the first time that I did the speech, everybody was reacting. It was fresh on everybody's ear. It was something new. So to repeat the same speech and engage people the same way when they just heard the information is really difficult. So the reactions wasn't the same. People already heard it. Some people are like, okay, I literally just heard this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so seeing the reactions, seeing that the energy wasn't the same, I got in my head and then I flubbed in the speech. A flub is when, you know what I mean, like it didn't go as smoothly the first time. And then I felt myself getting frustrated. I felt the tears wanting to run down my face. And I wound up finishing the speech. I sat in the corner. I was mad. I texted all my friends that I'm pissed off that it didn't go how I was wanting it to go like the first time. And I sat in the back of the room and I was like, man, God, this is not what we talked about, dude. I've been busting my behind for this, Lord. God, like, you didn't let me down. I'm mad that I let myself down, Lord. You know what I mean? Because I definitely wanted to say something and be the vessel that you wanted me to be. And for me, it was really tough because I guess it was a test of my faith. You know what I mean? Because I could have been mad at God. I could have been negative. But I was like, you know what, God, you must have a different plan. You must have something different for me. I want to continue to just praise you and give you credit for everything that I do, regardless to whether it goes exactly how I want it or exactly how I think I want it. And then when they started announcing the places or whatever else for the speech, they said third place, they said second place. And then when they announced my name in first place, I was confused. You know, I was angry, honestly. I was frustrated. I even took my pictures like this. Okay. Mad because I walked on stage, and when I walked on stage, I had tears falling down my eyes because everyone doesn't understand your journey, even if you do put it in a speech. For me, it's more than just becoming world champ. For me, it's my freedom or my way to freedom. For me, I want to wake up to my son every single day. For me, I never want a judge to say that you don't make enough. You know what I mean? To be able to fight for your child the way you want to fight for your child. And it was a punch in the face, man. It was an uppercut. And it's like, never doubt me, because even when you don't think I got you, I always got you. And so they asked a question to all of us. And they said, who do you want to thank? You know, you can't thank Mariel because everyone knows that I'm going to always celebrate Queen Mariel. I'm going to always celebrate her. She's my coach. She's my friend. She is my mother away from being, you know, my mom, you know, and I'm super always grateful. So God put it on my heart for me to thank the microphone because the era of the microphone is the reason why I had to do the speech all over again. And even in the mistake, there was such a beautiful lesson because I guess it was an opportunity for people to see my heart, see my pain, see me fight. And it was a lesson that I needed to learn before I get to the regional, before I get to the world finals, before I can handle the mantle of being world champion. Sometimes life has to punch you in your face to see if you're willing to get back up and fight the way you're supposed to fight. See if you're going to still believe. Because how can you say you have faith if it's never tested? How can I say that I want my son if I don't go through the storms and meet the requirements of even having him here? How can I say I want to be the world's best speaker in the world if I never fall down on my face and I don't know how to get back up? Because every speech that I do, everyone's not going to agree with. Everyone's not going
Yeah.
to like. Social media is going to have something to say. There's going to be some bumps and bruises. And if I can't handle one speech competition where things don't go out perfectly, then I don't deserve to be in the position that I say that I want to be in. So it
Mm.
was actually a horrible blessing that it happened. You know what I mean? And how it happened. And even in the midst of me winning, like we talked about earlier off camera, being able to have emotional intelligence to sort out your feelings, not in the past, not in the future, but in the present.
Mhm.
How can you, like you were just saying, cipher the things that you've been through? Because I have a lot of pain, because sometimes people who smile the most have the most pain. How can you
Mm.
cipher that pain and use the emotional intelligence from your past? Because you project your future and you know where you want to be. But if you don't take care of the present, you can never get to where you want to be. So I appreciate you, friend, for teaching me that, you know what I'm saying, with the book that you read and educating me so I can have a better understanding of why what happened to me. So that way
Yeah.
I can be more present in the present. And I'll
Mm.
wrap this little piece up with this, right? And it's something that I feel like God allowed me to download. We're called human beings. We're learning how to be human, right? Because we still have our flaws in our humanity, as we can see in the world. But what
Mm.
we miss out on is the being. In order to be a being, that means you have to be, right? You have
Mm.
to be what? You have to be present. Well, what is a
Present.
present? A present is a gift because your next breath is a present. Waking up tomorrow is a present. But sometimes we take our presence for granted, right? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We don't even appreciate that we get to unwrap another day and we don't know what's going to happen today, but we take advantage of expecting today to automatically be here. Well, somebody
Mm.
didn't wake up today. Somebody just took their
Mm.
last breath. Somebody wishes they had the problems that you have to complain about. And we don't take advantage of the opportunity to be here, the opportunity to go through storms, the opportunity
Mm.
to cry, to be upset, to be mad, because all of these things are still indications that you're still here. And
Mm.
somebody wishes they were alive to be here. Somebody wished they had your problems. Somebody wished they had
Mm.
the opportunity to work it out. Somebody wishes they had the chance to say, I'm sorry, or to love on themselves, or to forgive themselves. So what I'm learning is from Fran is to make sure that I don't allow my past to become my future so that way I can be present. And now my
Mm.
friend from high school, she said, if you're always looking in the past, you can never see your future because you're too busy looking in the past. But if you're always looking at the future, then you can never be present to what's happening right now. And there's so many moments that you're missing right now that you can't even shape the future that you claim you want because you didn't take care of what's happening right now. So in order to get the future that you want, there is a responsibility to be present in your life right now. And the more you show up for your presence, because your attitude reflects your altitude. So if you can be grateful and thankful and have mercy and grace in your presence, then your future will automatically change because you decided to be different in the present.
Mm. Mm. Shit. Okay, the show's over.
You told me to cook. You told me to cook. So y'all better put y'all seatbelt on because we about to eat, you know?
Man, that was so good. That was so good because it spoke to me in so many ways. And for the book that King was referencing, it's a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called Becoming Supernatural. And
Becoming
he was
super
just talking about, yeah, being supernatural. He was just talking about the principle of, let's say, and I'll just do the same example that I gave to you.
yes,
Let's say
please.
this is your timeline here,
Yes,
right?
please.
And then here represents the present, this side represents the past, and this side represents the future. Let's say that we have an event that we didn't like in our life, and that event elicits negative responses. So our energy goes from being in the present to moving to the past. And then let's say we know when we get home that there's a certain thing that's going to happen when we get home. That's called a predictable future. So your energy is being siphoned to a future, which let's say going to work for the next week, right? So you have anxiety there. So your energy is being siphoned to the future. But in order for you to create something new in your life, you need to bring back your energy from the past and from the future, so you can use it to generate your energy for what it is that you want for a future that you actually want.
Right.
And King, when you were talking about, like, I'm gonna go back to the speech, because like oh man, watching you up there was so excruciating. Like King came in with so much energy. He was in his zone. He was doing his thing. And like he said, when I was, this is from my perspective, of course, watching him up there, like stopping in the middle, and I was like, oh my God, I was cheering for him, like, come on, King, you can do this. And like you could just see his body language just kind of break down. And just it to me, it looked like you were defeated, after the second time around. And I was just like, just trying to send you so much positive energy, because it's like, man, I know what it is as a speaker to get stuck on something and not be able to finish it, like in the energy that you came in there with.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad that like you pushed through and it came out the way that it is, because like on my end, as not being placed, like I had all my own emotions that I was going through. Like
Yeah.
you said, you came in there with the purpose, with you're like, you don't want a judge telling you that you don't make enough money, so that way you can't live with your son, or
Right.
however, whatever your intention is for that, you obviously went in there with that. And mine was like, yo, I also have an intention too, but mine isn't the same as yours. We both have such a dynamic message. And I was like, universe, I thought, we already had this agreement that, I'm getting ready to go to the world championship. I was like, why did King win? And I was just like, bro, everything worked out the way that it was supposed to. And like you said, um, we say that we have faith, right?
Yeah.
Then that faith has to be tested. Now, going back to what we were talking about that timeline of the previous, of the past, and the future, and the predictive future, and then in the present. So I had to tell myself, Fran, there's more than one way to get to that international stage. It doesn't have to just be by Toastmasters. And I'm like, yes. So going back into that timeline, he talks about something called, what is that? Something about like, anyways, there's infinite, that's what it is. It's infinite possibilities. So I may not have gotten on the stage this way by way of concert. It could be through, who knows? Who knows? The whole point is, don't let your energy be siphoned to the past, from that past experience. And then don't be anxious about what could be. Just be present in where your emotions are and what you can create, because then we will begin to magnetize the platforms and the connections that we're supposed to be having, and to get on that way. Like, we don't have to
Yeah.
stay in that space,
You
because
know,
there's more than one way, man. More than one way to go to Starbucks, bro. More than one
yeah.
way.
I'm glad you
So,
said that, right?
oh my God.
So this is my third
Yeah.
time going to the region for the video audition. The first
Mm,
time I did a speech
mm,
entitled "Am I in a Domestic Violent Relationship with America?"
mm,
And everyone
mm,
said, you won, you should be there. Wasn't there. And I couldn't understand it. This is my first year competing. Everyone thought I won. They wanted to, challenge the decision and everything else, right? So didn't go. They were like, man, King, that's a toast. That's a TEDx speech. You need to be on TEDx. You need to touch the stage. Still
mm,
look,
mm,
figure out how to make it happen. Then I came back. I competed again. I did a speech called Unbreakable. One moment doesn't
mm,
define your life. You do. Got all the way to the regional. Didn't make it again. Then I did this one. The movie is basically talking about how we fall in love with celebrities in the movie theater, and we enjoy a hero's journey. And a hero's journey is simply watching someone grow, overcome adversity, and then transform their lives. Well, it's
mm,
crazy how we praise celebrities in a movie and we know it's fake. But then when we look in the mirror, we don't see ourselves on our own hero's journey, and we don't
mm,
celebrate ourselves. we will praise someone else and give someone else credit before we learn how to fall in love with ourselves and look at our struggles or whatever you want to call that as an opportunity to grow, overcome adversity, and transform our lives. So that's what this speech was about. And so I was like, I don't want to have to water myself down to win Toastmasters, because I got asked the question, do you want to give a great speech or do you want to win? And it was like, don't consider it watering it down. Look at it as entertaining the audience that's in front of you, because every audience is different. And prepping yourself for that type of audience. This audience is just different than a TEDx audience. And you have to know how to cater to the audience and then to the judges. And that's more than just giving a deep or thoughtful speech, because everyone might not be a deep, thoughtful person. Because I had to check myself, you know what I mean? And it was tough. It was tough. So someone came up to me and said, why are you only playing in this sandbox when there's so many other sandboxes and so many other platforms that you should be speaking at? And I was like, man, because I'm a winner. I don't care if I got to do this 1,000 times. I just got to win. I'm built like that. I've won at everything I've done, and I've failed at everything I've done, but I failed my way to wins. So I guess this was an example of failing to win, because I tell y'all my first speech, when I first went, I was going crazy. I felt it in my spirit. I felt it in my heart. And then when I had to do it again, I felt like I got punched in the face. And then I had to get up off the ropes, because I was up against the ropes. I'm not going to lie. I was up against the ropes. I caught an uppercut, a hook, everything, like have you ever?
He was up against the ropes.
Facts. Have you ever felt like if you ever become what you become, the world better be afraid? So the devil has to put you up against the ropes to make you so frustrated where you quit and you don't become what you could be, because he knows who you already are. Like, okay, here's a better example. Your friends can see you. Your friends know how talented you are. Have you ever had a friend or an associate or someone close to you know how great you were, and they hated on you or they slighted you because they felt like if you ever became who you could be, you would leave them behind? So they couldn't give you the full credit. So I need to knock you down or say negative things, because if you ever realize that you are amazing, that you would leave me because I can't see how amazing I am for myself. And because since I can't see it for myself, I don't want you to discover it for you. I just happen to believe in God. I happen to believe in our higher power. So I don't want to put my beliefs on anyone, but I want to stand 10 toes in my belief. So I believe that God already knows who I am. But if God knows who I am, then the devil knows who I'm supposed to become. And it's his job to distract me from becoming everything that I could be, because when I do become everything that I am, how many more people that will free? He never wanted Fran to have a podcast. He never wanted Fran to do what he's doing, do what she's doing, because of the simple fact of she's going to bring so many amazing people. Her platform will be a blessing to so many people. So I have to try to trick Fran out of her spot. Because if she ever does it, then she's going to have amazing people like a King Jaquel Martin come on here and speak and say something that will ignite a fire to someone else. Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mom, said, I don't need to be the fire. I just want to be the spark to the flame. If I can be the spark to the flame of change, then I've done my part. I'm not God. I can't change nobody. But if I can just get you to look in the mirror and question you, and you want to change for you because you want something different for yourself, then I've done my part. So I'm just here to be the spark to the flame of change, to be the best version, authentic, raw version of myself. And in authenticity, then I feel like there's so much toxic lies in the world. When people hear someone being authentic and genuine and truthful, it resonates differently, because truth has its own separate frequency, and everyone can relate to truth when it actually reaches their soul. That's why my platform is called Whispering to Your Soul. I don't want to talk to your flesh, because your flesh will trick you. But if I can speak to what's in you, so what's in you can come out of you, then I've done whatever I'm supposed to do. You feel me?
Jeez, I feel like I want to do a Holy Ghost dance, and I ain't been to church in a minute. Oh, that was so good.
I
No,
feel
that's so true. Like there's so many opportunities to not be your real self. And like you
yeah,
said, there is something magnetic about being authentic. I
yeah,
think we're coming out of this age where people are tired of like trying to be this box.
yeah.
And so like you said, when they hear something different, oh, they're like their ears perk up. Their body knows that something in the room is about to be life changing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
So like when you spoke that day, I was just like, and you were telling me about, being general because in the back conversations with me and King, like that day after, I was like, King, I don't want to water down my message for these people. I'm tired of this shit. And he was like, Friend,
Amen. I felt that way. Hey, did you
yeah,
say amen? I argued. I was pissed. I kept it. I really felt that way to be super authentic, and I'm not going to change because I'm on camera. I was like, why do I have to water down the brilliance that I have? And that's why they corrected me. You're catering to the audience. That's like if you're singing opera, you wouldn't go into a rap concert. If you're doing rap, you wouldn't go into a country concert. You have to cater
right.
to who's listening to you, and I had to check myself because I'm looking at some of the championship speeches, and I was like,
They won. No,
okay,
King, like I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I don't want to water down my message, but after you said what you said, and like I needed to give myself a few days so that way I can emotionally roll through that thing. My daughter
yeah,
comes up to me and I was like, kiddo, I don't like this idea of all these particular systems that are set up before we go into them. And she goes, Mom, that's the thing about it, right? All these systems were set up before we got here. And I was like, she's
mm,
23.
hold
I
on,
was like,
girl, oh, come on, kiddo,
yeah.
come on, kiddo.
Yeah. I was like, God damn, I hate you and I love you in the same breath. So
Mm-hmm.
like
Cause
that really grounded me.
she,
That really grounded me. And I was
yeah,
just like, okay, I'm gonna take this. And then if I said that this is the message that I want to get to the world, I have to make sure that I'm back in my why of why I was sharing the speech in the first place. It's not about winning,
ooh,
it's about getting to the result of that impact and that influence.
ooh, that's good. Can
And
you say
and I
that
didn't
again?
realize that I was attached.
Can you say
I
that
don't
again?
know what I said, bro. I was downloading stuff.
Oh wow, that was you was like something about getting back to your why, like you had to get back
Yeah.
to the why that you gave the
Yeah,
speech.
I had to get back to my why. Why was I there sharing my speech in the first place? I was
Mm,
there because I had felt such a deep regret for not being able to connect more deeper with my daughter. That I don't want other mothers, I don't want other people in their relationships in their lives for
yeah,
them to get there.
yeah,
Because
that's good.
once your person passes, there's no point. There, I mean, there's not no point. There's that's the point of no return.
Yeah,
So there, all your emotions and feelings that you had toward that person, now you have to figure out what to do with it.
yeah,
Do you go into a depression, or do you turn that energy around and share it as a message for the world? And so for me, that's what I did.
yeah.
I'm
I
trying to tell people,
love
hey,
that.
I'm the stop sign before you
Mhm,
get to jump off that cliff. Don't
mhm,
do it.
yeah, mm, that's
Yeah.
so
So
good.
when you said, yeah, so when you said like it's going to test your faith, that tested me. I had to go listen to a couple of Les Brown videos
Shout out
to
to my
remind
mentor, Les
myself,
Brown. Yeah,
yeah,
big
to
up to
remind myself of why. Why are you speaking in the first place? Because I
yeah.
have a message that is life
Not just a message. You have a
informing.
powerful, impactful, life changing, heartfelt message that the world needs to hear. And that's something that
Yeah.
I told you. That's something I stand on. That's something I'll say in
Mhm.
camera. That's something I'll say in front of the world. Friend, you are powerful. And someone needs to hear exactly what you said. Please never stop saying that. because all it takes is the one right person to hear exactly what you said. An example that I would use is Eminem. Remember when Eminem first came out, the rapper?
Mm-hmm.
And he had his own unique style. And he was saying all these different things about his family and what they went through. You know what I mean? And everybody was like, oh, he's crazy. What is he talking about? But what people didn't realize is how many other people felt the way that he felt. And then it went from one person to a legion of stans showing up and listening to his music and making him the #1 artist in the world because he stood tall in his truth, and his truth was freeing for so many other children or teenagers or people who had family issues that been through that journey. So what you're talking about is so near and dear to your heart. I think it's beautiful. I think it's powerful. I think it needs to be heard. I think you should scream it from the mountaintop. I don't care what no one has to say about your speech. I love your speech. Your speech is impactful to me. I would love my son to hear your speech, my mom to hear your speech, my family to hear your speech, because it's about loving family while you have the opportunity, right? And I said, thinking about your speech, I said, it made me think about this, right? When I go to funerals for my family, sometimes it bothers me. And what bothers me is if this person didn't die today and God gave them another 24 hours and you didn't know they were going to die, would you have made that phone call?
Hell no.
Some people would. Some people would. Some people wouldn't, right? And I said, okay, we've been so conditioned by society about funerals to look at it from one way. I said, but we've never really been conditioned to celebrate the life, celebrate the graduation, to honor the fact. I think a lot of times, sometimes it's because we don't take advantage of like you said, full circle moment, to take advantage of the opportunity when they're present. Because now when we can no longer unwrap that gift, we're angry that we didn't take advantage of when they were present. So I feel like we have to challenge ourselves more often now to take advantage of the call now. Call today. Forgive now. Don't wait till the person's in the casket to shoulda, coulda, woulda. Do it now. If you have an opportunity, love now. Feel now. Talk now. Figure it out now, because there's nothing that we go through in life that can't be talked about or solved, right? And I'm going to show y'all how y'all can solve it, right? Because I don't want to bring up something and not bring a solution. The solution is a formula that God gave me. And the solution is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence equals life divided by you. Well, what are you talking about, King? When you were created, God gave you the gift of emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, mad, whatever emotion inside out that takes over the control of your brain, right? But there's a difference between having emotions and being emotional, right? And the difference between having emotions and being emotional is when you're emotional, you're no longer in control of your superpowers, which are your emotions. Now your emotions are controlling you. Example, have you ever done something because you were in your feelings, and then when you no longer felt that way, you regretted why you did what you did? Okay, that's when your emotions get the best of you. Well, the difference between having emotions and being emotional is your emotional intelligence, because you get to choose how you feel. Just because you're angry doesn't mean that those other emotions don't exist. It just means you choose not to tap into them, right? Okay, cool. So now we understand emotions versus being emotional. And it has emotional intelligence equals life. Life is made up of good experiences and bad experiences, right? And like your daughter said, friend, full circle moment, life was here before you ever got here. Okay, so every good experience you had, friend, you were there. Every bad experience you had, friend, you were there. Because you are the common denominator of your own life. So how you choose to feel about your life's good experiences and your life's bad experiences, you will create your own heaven and hell in your mind based off of your emotional intelligence and how you choose to feel about the experiences that you go through. But when you start to change your perspective about the experience, because sometimes we only see it from one side of the coin, and we only see it from that whatever feeling that we choose to take over. But there are so many other perspectives that are available to us. So if we can start learning how to master our perspective, how we see something, how we go through something, if we could just change it just a little bit, it'll change the emotion that took control of where we are. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with being sad. There's nothing wrong with being depressed. The difference is not staying there. Staying stuck in those emotions, being in the sunken place of those emotions is where it causes issues, because too much of anything can be a bad thing. You can be too happy and miss out on someone being hurt. Oh my God, I'm happy. I'm happy. Ooh, look at me. But now I see my sister friend in tears. But I'm so happy that I can't be empathetic to her tears because I'm stuck in my happiness. Instead of being empathetic and saying, hey, I want to be here for you. I see you crying. I'm sorry. Whatever you're going through, just know that I support you. Know that I love you. Know that you ain't got to go through it alone. Even Jesus had somebody help him carry the cross. That's being respectful of someone else where they are, to pull them out of where they are, because sometimes when you're going through what you're going through, you feel like you're the only person going through that. And sometimes all it takes is for someone to say, friend, I see you. Love, your speech was amazing. I know that you wanted to win that day, but I'm telling you right now, you will win in life with that speech. This is one platform. The platform isn't life. Your speech will change lives, period. I can't wait for you to get the DM for someone to say, I heard what you said, and what you said touched me, changed my family tree, changed how I love my family, changed how I love my kids, changed how I look at my parents. I can't wait for that, because that's how powerful you are. You know what I mean? So I don't care if you go back next year and give the same speech. That speech is amazing. That is a tech talk speech. That is a life-changing speech. That is a friend's gift to the world. So never stop giving your gift that God gave you to the world, because no one can change what you've been through, friend. No one can change your tears. No one can change your sorrows. No one can change or bring back. You know what I'm saying? No one can change that. But you know what you can do? You can speak. You can use your voice, because God gave you a voice, and God gave you something and put it on your heart. So never let some judge or some outcome change what's on your heart, because what's on your heart is yours. It's yours. And nobody can take that from you. And the only person that can take that from you is you, if you stop giving that speech.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely not going to be shutting up anytime soon.
And you don't. And guess what? I will be your accountability partner, because one day, friend, when when we both are world champions, I would love to share a stage with you. I would love for us both to be the same stage and perform and give back and love on people, because at the end of the day, friend, we just want to be servants. Our voice, our story, what we're talking about isn't even for us to keep. That's what's crazy.
I know. That's funny. I was telling you that.
It's our gift, our experience, our testimony isn't even meant just for us. It's meant for us to share our testimony so we can save somebody else. So we can impact somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, and thank you for such a beautiful God. You guys, we can like wrap this up, like play this back. This is like a whole theme for the month, right? That you can sit down and watch this particular live, and you can get so many gems out of here. And I wanted to talk about like judgment. I wanted to talk about too the perspective change that you were referring to, like the emotional intelligence. When we get to a place where we can separate our emotions, I think the most honorable thing that creates is opportunity. An opportunity either for you to stay the same or choose something different. Because that's what happened in my speech with my daughter. Like, I had cousins that I didn't want at that funeral. And then my son was on the other side saying something about he didn't want them there. And I initially didn't want them there too, because like there were so many like negative things that were going on there. Like, would you want somebody at your daughter's funeral that was like saying something terrible about your daughter? Absolutely not. But the idea was, for me at that moment, I had to figure out whether I was going to let my emotions of that negativity between us keep the wall there, or at one time, those people had love for my children, or I can tap into that emotional intelligence that at one time they loved her. They had this opportunity that they had given her. They had given her love at one time. It may not be where it was at that particular point,
In that moment,
but
yeah.
I had to collect my daughter in those different spaces of people that I may not have wanted there. But what I needed those fragments of that love for my daughter back in one piece so we could
Yeah.
celebrate her.
Yes.
And I feel like because I did that, I chose forgiveness that broke down a wall that created unity amongst our family.
Mm. Fran, you know, so beautiful. I really believe in synchronicity, you know, and synergy. And remember when I
Mhm.
told you what my next speech was going to be? But
But
I told you my next speech was going to be masterpiece, masterpiece.
yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so what you just said, though, that's why you got to listen, y'all. She said at one point in time they loved my daughter. It was just in that moment where the love wasn't being shown. But she says that she needed all those pieces come back together again for her daughter. So that unity so the unity where we could see the whole picture again. That I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, y'all.
Ooh,
Sometimes,
I feel like crying right now.
you caught it. You caught where I was going, friend. Let's go. Ooh, and then you talked about price, and see the price to change or the price to stay the same. The day that you're born, you're paying a price, and the price is this, y'all. In order to change, that means you have to do something that you don't want to do. The price to change means you might have to suck up some situations and talk to people when you might not want to talk to them because you're in your feelings. But when you do that, there's something on the other side of what you don't want to do. But the price to stay the same would have been continuing the same cycle that you claim that you want broken. So you were willing to pay the price of your feelings, your ego, how you felt in the moment to say, hey, no, I don't want to continue this cycle. My baby needs all the pieces. Because at one point in time, every single piece loved my baby from a different. And in this love, in this unity, we can start rebuilding everything. And the reason why we can do it is because how much I love my daughter. Even though my daughter's not here no more, her essence, her energy brought the family back together again. Showed the family how we can love and forgive. So even in my daughter's passing and in her graduation, my daughter is still teaching us lessons. My daughter is still showing us a way. My daughter is still teaching us how to give grace, mercy, forgiveness, and love. Even through her leaving, she still has a beautiful lesson which brought unity to the rest. Girl, don't get me started. Friend, you better leave me alone. You know I get started. You know I'll go. You know I'll start going. You know I'll get in. Because the lesson, even it's she's still smiling from heaven, saying, Mommy, I told you we would all love each other again. Mommy, and even if she had to be the key. Have you ever had a puzzle? Remember, Fran? Oh, Fran, remember we was talking? You reminded me about the lost piece to the puzzle.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
We talked about the lost piece to the puzzle, friend, and the lost piece could have been just the daughter graduating to heaven, and we don't know where that. We thought or assumed that we didn't know where that piece was, but that piece was sitting at you, looking at you while you was looking for it, and that piece said, "I've been here the whole time," and God standing right there holding her hand. Oh yeah, she's at peace because she's with me. I'm taking care of her. We in VIP holding hands together, and even still, while we holding hands, she's still smiling down on all of y'all because even though she graduated. In her graduation, it brought unity back to the family. And people might not have been talking no more. Well, we're not going to continue that cycle. You know why? Because we found the missing cog to the machine.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, all right. One thing is that I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in the value of principle. I
Mm-hmm,
believe in the value of being the person that you say that you are
mm-hmm,
behind those doors, because I know the cost of what it is to not be
mm-hmm.
that person behind closed doors.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the idea here is to, can you stop being fake and just be the real person in the real world so that way people can really see you?
Yeah. Oh no. Or so you can see yourself.
Yeah, and you can see yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I grew up in a Christian household, but I don't have a religion. I just believe in a higher power. I just have a relationship
Yeah.
with God. I don't think men can put God in a box. And No disrespect to anybody's religion. I just feel like people have manipulated religion for their own benefits. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
they
for sure.
shared books out. They've stolen information because they don't want you to know. And people have manipulated. I don't care what color you are, black, white, Asian, Latino, whatever. I believe every race has manipulated religion to control certain people in certain ways. So for me, I just believe that there's something bigger than me. I'm not saying that the religion isn't real for people. I'm not disrespecting that at all. I'm just saying for me, I just have a relationship. I grew up Christian, Baptist, Episcopal, AME, and all that. You know what I mean? But I just have a relationship with God. You know what I mean? Because biblically, for my Bible thumpers, can't no one else get you into heaven but you. Not your mama, not your sister, not your brother. You have to be, like Fran said, be real. Because when you can lie to anybody else, but you know who you can't lie to? The person when you look in the mirror. Because you can say all of that, but the person in the mirror, like, you know, you lying. You know, you didn't do that. You know, you didn't do this. You know, da 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 da. You feel me? Because your biggest enemy is INNER, and the biggest war you'll ever fight is the one between your ears. And friend, watch this, friend. And if you ever want to get back to the truth, teach y'all something real quick. Can I teach you something real quick, friend? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you ever want to learn your truth, that means you have to learn how to confront your lies.
Oh my God, bro! I don't know if they're ready for that, but let them have it.
If you ever want to get back to the truth, you need to confront your lies, because the lies is what buried your truth in the first place.
Whew. Man, this is exactly how I got to that speech in the first place. I had to confront the lies that I was believing for self.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's why your speech was so beautiful. That's why your speech was so beautiful. That's why your speech is so powerful. That's why people need to hear your speech. And one day when you're free, my son will be here. When I get my mother here, I meant what I told you. I would love for them to hear your speech. I would love for them to sit back and enjoy, because we've all lost loved ones. We still have family issues and dilemmas right now. But beyond the dilemma ain't even about what you go through, because family is only broken because we choose for it to be broken.
Yeah.
Communication is only broken because we choose to stop communicating. See, we are in charge of the choice. We're not in charge of the mistake, but you think the forgiveness is for the other person, but the forgiveness is for yourself. Because a lot of times we walk around here carrying dead weight that don't even belong to us because of a different burden. The forgiveness is so you can have your own peace. When I got wrongfully assaulted by the police in my military uniform by Officer Benjamin Fields and Deputy Clark, which is the same officers that assaulted the young lady at Spring Valley High School in 2015, I was in my military uniform. They assaulted me and they assaulted my ex-wife in front of my house. When I went on ABC, NBC, Hot 97, interviews with Nessa, Jake Tapper, all these other people, right? Chris Cuomo, right? I said I forgive them. You know what the comment section did to me, Fran? They called me everything but a child of God. They talk so bad about me, and it be your own people who you fighting for that will throw you under the bus. But what I understood was society has a virus, and the virus is the love of toxicity, right? And so they couldn't understand forgiveness because they were programmed to look at forgiveness as a weakness. But the forgiveness was actually my strength, because I could run around here mad. I can go get a gun. I could go do all these stupid things. But see, my forgiveness is my fuel. Lisa Nichols says you have to let your pain become your gasoline to your automobile of success. The reason why you see my passion the way my passion is because I'm angry, because I'm hurt. But I didn't allow that to take me to the dark place. I allow that to fuel me to my success. Sometimes pain will take you places love can never take you, because love will make you comfortable. I never want to feel what I felt again. Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, I'm mad. Yeah, I still see black people dying in the streets at the hands of police and racism and violence. Yeah, it pisses me off. Yeah, I wonder if I'm not doing enough. Yeah, I'll be like, God, what more do you want from me? Yeah, I had survivor's guilt. Yeah, I say, why did you spare me? But Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, Philando Castile, and the names that you don't know ain't here. Why did you give me another day? Because I want to use my voice to create changes that I want to see. And so the comment section can say what it says, but you know why you can't bother me no more? It's because I found the forgiveness in myself. And I know that you're just playing your role in the movie of life. Someone has to play Judas. Someone has to be the antagonist. Someone has to test you. Someone has to confront you to see if you are who you say you are. So stop getting mad at the haters. You should expect the haters. You should be grateful for the haters. because you can't get a certificate without passing the test. And the hater is the test. What people say is the test. How will you show up for you? How will you be the hero of your own story when the hater confronts you? Because your character isn't defined by when you're winning. Your character is defined by who you are when you go through something. Who are you then? Who are you
When
then?
Right.
Friend,
I have
when you mad, how do you show up in life then? When life punches you in your face and you got to get back up and you down for the count. Who are you then? Because that is the definition of who you really are. Because anybody can be cheerful when they're winning, when it's all good. Who are you when you lose a loved one? Who are you when your family got cancer? Who are you when life didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out? King, who are you when you was on that stage struggling, bro? When you started struggling, who are you then?
I have a question inside of the comments when going back to forgiveness. One of the people said, can both of you speak on how you've come to a place of forgiving for yourself?
You want to take that one first, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can take it. King touched on it already about how we had to be honest. I had to be honest with how I was really showing up in my relationships. I didn't, there's the sprinkled version. Oh, what do they call it? The politically correct version, when people ask you, how are you doing today? And the first response is automatic. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. But when you're really, you're really fucked up and you're not doing good. You don't feel well. Your bills aren't being paid. You ain't got money for rent next month. What else? You have to pay a $6,000 bill for your, what is that called? Alimony.
Yeah.
Like,
look, we say the pain behind your smile. The pain behind your smile. Yeah.
The people don't really want to hear the real version. So when you get tired of telling people the politically correct version and start saying what your truth is, when you speak your truth, you start giving yourself back that power that you've been giving away, because now you're claiming ownership of how you're really feeling. And now you can reconnect with your body, because your body is like, finally, she stopped being disconnected.
So you back in alignment.
She's back in alignment. That's what happened for me.
For me, I had no other place to go. I was at rock bottom. I was wrongfully facing 10 years in jail. I had just got divorced. I had lost everything. My military career, the military turned their back on me. They tried to wrongfully or illegally send me to Korea. I got kicked out the hospital. I had to write President Obama. I had to confront the NAACP, the South Carolina branch, not talking about all of, but the South Carolina branch was like, how much money are you donating? Donating? What? I just told you I got beat up by the police. You want to know how much money? I don't need your help. I had to go to the ACLU. I had to go to the Rainbow Push. I had to write a Congressman, Don Young, in Alaska. My forgiveness came from, if I don't, I'm going to die. And I wasn't ready to leave this place yet, because I know I have more to give. And there's a power in being honest. There's a power in, I argued with God, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was arguing, I was fussing, I was cussing. I didn't understand. Why me? You feel me? Why me, bro? I'm a good dude. I just want soldier of the month, soldier of the quarter. I'm serving my country. I'm respectful. I'm this, I'm that. Until it got to the point of, why not you? Why not you? And when I started in my healing process, I said, I'm so happy you chose me. Because I would never want to see my sons go through that. I would never want my mother or my friends or someone else to go through it. So what I started believing is that he won't give me more than I can bear. So now when I go through things, I know I can handle it because I've already handled it. You wouldn't be where you are today if you wasn't able to handle what you can handle, right? But if you don't like your today, then you need to look at your yesterday. You need to start doing, and let's get business wise. Frank, can I get a little technical? Okay. Let's go business on people. In business, they have a thing called a SWOT report. A SWOT report is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And they do it weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And the reason why they do it is so they can get an ROI. And ROI is a return on investments. Okay, so we're talking about a business. But if we're created in, I believe, God's image and God created us, that means we have God in us. That means if we created a business is created in our image. So if a business has a SWOT report, when was the last time you did a SWOT report on yourself? When was the last time you wrote down what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what opportunities you want, what threats do you face? And the reason why you should do that weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly is so that way you can get a better return on investment in your life, because you are where you are right now, today, perfectly where you're supposed to be because of the algorithm of life. And how do you come up with your today? Well, you have to look at your yesterday. All of your yesterday's decisions led you to today. And if you don't like your today, then you need to reevaluate and do a SWOT report on yesterday, so that way you can show up today differently. Because if you repeat the same thing, how can you expect something different? Because doing the same thing over and over again is insanity. So you wake up insane every day wanting a different outcome, but don't want to change your actions. So you can't change your actions until you see your actions and reflect on your actions. And then when you start understanding why you did what you did, you have to be honest about it and then start making new decisions. In your new decisions, you'll start getting new outcomes, but in new outcomes, you'll face different threats. So even now is preparation for the next level, because they say different levels, different devils. You are where you are right now because maybe if you got what you asked for, it would kill you because you're not ready for what you asked for, because you haven't grown the strength to be able to handle the next level. So stop complaining about your today and get stronger, get in your weight room of your life, so that way you're prepared for the next level, because every level has a different boss that you have to face. So your blessings have requirements. Do you meet the requirements of what you're asking for? And you can't get what you're asking for if you don't know how to forgive yourself for your mistakes on level 1, because level 2 will kill you if you're not ready for level 2. So in your forgiveness and in your love, guess what that does? It strengthens you. You feel me? You get to put those pieces of the puzzle together. You get to understand the enemy that you're facing. So that way, when the enemy comes, 1 + 1 will always be 1 + 1, friend, until you take the time to solve that it's 2. But a lot of us don't want to take the time to take care of 1 + 1. Then it comes 1 + 1 × 6, 1 + 1 × 6 to the second power of 3, da 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 da. And we stack on all these mathematic problems because we never get to the root of the first problem. We have to start getting to the root of our problems of our lives. We have to start pulling the weeds out of our garden, so that way we can flourish, because a seed can only grow to its fullest potential by watering it, by nurturing it, by speaking life over your life. How do you speak to yourself when you go through problems? Do you talk negative to yourself? Then why are you mad at the negative outcome? Or do you speak life over your life? Because if there's life and death in what you speak, then how do you speak to yourself? Are you watering and nurturing the seed of forgiveness and of love, so that way you can grow to be who you are? Last thing, because you are the best version of you already. You know why? There's only one you. You know how I can prove it? Right here, your fingerprints. Your fingerprints. No one else on this planet has your fingerprints. No one else has your DNA, which means you are one of one. You are already a masterpiece, but you can't be the masterpiece that you are because you haven't mastered your own piece. So you have to understand that you are the best version of you. The question is, do you choose to be the best version of you? Or do you choose to allow your problems to dictate who you are?
That it just reminded me, when you think about a map, right? They have
Yes,
map. Some old maps, they really look like the fingerprints.
come on now.
Like, you need to figure out what the lay of your land is, right?
Cook, friend.
Right. Anyways, y'all, look, we're not gonna get into any further because we're about to hit this hour mark.
Yeah.
However, if you need to find King, have a conversation with him. King, let the people know where they can find you. And then also, too, I'll read a few of these comments after you're done, giving your information to people.
Cool. It's just my name, you guys, on IG. You can find me on IG at King Jacko Martin, or you can find the show in the background, as you can see. It's entitled Whispering to Your Soul. Whispering to Your Soul. And one day, y'all better get ready, get y'all money ready, save y'all money, because me and Fran, we're going to be on stage together, and we're going to be speaking. This is just a Costco sample of what we have to give to the world, because I'm telling you, this woman right here is brilliant. She is amazing. She is one of God's children. She has been through hell and back, but she is still here, still standing, and I can't wait to see what's on the other side of her her things that life throws at her, her adversity, because when she gets to the other side, because she's almost there right now, you guys are going to see her in a whole new light like you've never seen her. I'm gonna start calling her the Phoenix main friend, the Phoenix.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Speaking of, I do have a event that I am putting on September 11th and September 12th, and it's called the Embody, Express, and Empower Summit. And the tagline of that event is called "You Came Here Carrying Something." The
Mm,
purpose of that event, yeah, the purpose of the event is for people that are going through a transition in their life, whatever that transition might look like. It might look like a loss of their loved one. It could be a loss of a version of themselves, or a
mm,
loss of relationship or employment. And King said it so eloquently earlier. The choices that we've made in the past is what got us to where we are now. So, in that particular event, we curated 5 speakers so that when way you come in, you can get a new tool to learn, and we're preparing you for the new phase in your life. And King was talking about accountability earlier. After the event, we have something called the Carriers Circle, where you find an accountability partner. So this is not just some event that you go to, yay, I feel good about it for 1 or 2 days. No, the accountability happens after the summit. That's when the real work occurs. So if that's something that you desire to be a part of, you can tap into my bio. I have tickets there. They're only $27. I think they're on sale
can we
right
make it?
now until yeah. Hmm?
Can we make it 6 speakers? I want to speak. I would love to be a part of that. You need another speaker?
Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know why not.
Sign me up, coach, please. Can I get on the
All
team?
right.
Can I do this?
Let me let me get back to you, even though I am hosting, because I already have our setup.
I got
Maybe
you.
I can have you come in as a cameo for after our first day, because I
Absolutely.
know it's going to be powerful.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And oh, yeah, let me read a few of the comments here for you. So, the first one, she said, transmuting pain. This is from Moyi21. Transmuting pain and hurt into growth and healing energy. The
Mhm.
next one said, can you both speak on? Okay, we already talked about that. She said, I'm not even religious, but amen. Love that. Thank you. Wow, I really appreciate you both for the vulnerability and honesty, accountability and honesty with self leads to forgiveness and healing. I agree. And she said, thank you both for an amazing conversation. So, King, it was an honor to have you in space.
Thank you, love.
And
Can I say one last thing? It'll be short, I promise. It's a quote
yeah,
that I always give every time I speak.
yeah, go
It's a
for it.
question for you guys. If you died today, would you get an A+ on life's report card? And only
Mm,
you know the answer to that question. But if not, and you're blessed to see tomorrow, you better live like it's extra credit, because
mm,
tomorrow's not promised. We're all 6 degrees of separation from loving each other, but we choose to be addicted to poison. But every
mm.
day you wake up, it's an opportunity to change your future, but it's a closer day to your grave. So what are you waiting for? You should be great with every breath you take, because it could be your last. Love you guys.
Mm. Well, y'all gonna have to play this back because there's too many gems. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, guys. Love you, babe.
All right. Thank you so much, King. Appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yo, King, that was so fire.
I told you I put on your seatbelt, girl. I told you put on your seatbelt. We're gonna cook. I told you we're gonna have some fun.
Oh man, that was so
I pray your
good.
audience, you know what I'm saying? They're able to eat from that spiritual buffet we just gave.